Sydney Rogers, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at the FingerLakes1.com studios. It is the second day of May, and we are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, where I am joined by Josh Durso and Jim Sinicropi.
Here we are. Another week.
Another week. Officially May.
Ooh, and it's balmy out. You know, I was thinking it's just too hot.
No, you weren't. You can't even say that.
I missed last week when it was nice and cold.
Seriously?
When it was 40 degrees and nobody wanted to go outside. It was awesome.
Spirits are up in the region.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it is amazingly hot out today right now. I don't know if you've been outside yet, but it is like no wind even. So it's like, wow, it's hot. We're here. We're ready to go. Yeah. Full force. Summer. Let's go right into summer.
Summer. Mm-hmm. Let's skip spring, go straight to summer.
And keep it.
Keep it
going through the fall.
Well, we're just 4 weeks away from Memorial Day weekend, so there's not.
Wow.
That's the
unofficial
start of summer.
Yeah.
But and the days are getting long. I mean, last night I was in the yard until after 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
that's my favorite. And it was nice out, and I didn't have a jacket when I was walking the dog at 9.
Yeah.
For her to go to
I actually wish I had the air conditioner in when I was sleeping last night. Time to break out the AC units, I think.
I turn the fan on every night anyways, but I think our AC turned on for the first time last night because we have central air, so it kicked in.
Fancy.
Yeah. Oh, fancy. But, I mean, I don't want to go back to anything colder than what we're at right now. But I know you're like, okay, it's too hot.
No, it's not too hot. I was only kidding. It's great. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. And
you can't hate it. You can't hate on this.
Right to go along with that warm weather, we actually have a sponsor today of the Seneca Falls Country Club on Route 89 in Seneca Falls, where every Friday in the month of May is Bridgestone Friday. And you play 18 holes of golf with a cart and get a dozen Bridgestone Tour B golf balls for a total of $69 plus tax. You can visit SenecaFallsCountryClub.com for more details. That is perfect. That's perfect to have them as a sponsor today, where it's I want to go and golf right now. If you're into golf.
Summer stuff. It's time for summer stuff.
I do have a question, though, because you guys golf a lot. Do you think it's almost too hot when you go and golf on days like this? Or
no, if it's one place that I don't mind how hot or cold it is, it's on the golf course, because you can dress for it. And even when it gets really hot, it's fine to be out on the golf course hot. You know, you're loose. It's for an older guy like me. You get a little loose. I just don't like rain,
right?
Or mud out there. But that deal, those are the balls that Tiger Woods uses.
Whoa.
No,
That's a good deal. I might have to take you up on that so I can finally go and play around a golf for the first time.
Grab a dozen balls that'll last you halfway through summer.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Depends how rusty I am. How for the golfers and everybody else, is the weather going to be cooperative this weekend or this week?
Yeah, I mean, the good news is I think that finally here in May we're kind of past it. Although it has snowed on Mother's Day before, it's towards the end of this week we're going to get some rain. So Friday looks like close to a washout, 80% chance of showers and maybe a passing thunderstorm. There'll be higher amounts of rain if you get hit by one of the thunderstorm cells. If not, it won't be too much. It'll be probably less than 1/10 of an inch. High near 77 though, so staying warm. And then overnight on Friday night, showers will probably end around midnight, get down to about 52, and then we got a great weekend on tap. Saturday's my pick day, sunny, high near 65, which is just perfect in my world. Saturday night it's going to be clear, which means those temperatures are going to get a little cool overnight, down to 43, and then Sunday, another great day, mostly sunny, high near 64, and just a slight chance of showers on Sunday night, and then we start out the week on Monday, hopefully, with more sun and a high of 63. So it's it's great. This is awesome.
I think if the sun is out, it makes a difference. If the sun is out and it's 63, it feels pretty good. But
Absolutely.
If the sun is not out and it's 63, I'm that's a little chilly for me still.
Sun's out, fun's out is what they say, right?
They say other things too to rhyme with that. Do you have any good stories for me?
Oh, yes, we've got stories. So obviously everyone in Geneva has been really kind of fixated on this story that popped up in the last 2 days. A car crashed into the Peace statue on Washington Street.
I'm fixated.
You just gave me the shocked look. Now, to me, law enforcement haven't released any sort of information about who or how or what, but knowing that area right there, I am asking myself how.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that myself.
Because I'm pretty sure you have to get to where that car is right there. I'm pretty sure you have to go through some grass in some shrubs before you actually get to fountain/concrete.
Yeah, that's true. And isn't it like behind her like a kind of a half
Brick
of a
road,
square
circle,
brick?
Yeah.
I'm just appalled because I'm worried that person's going to have bad karma for the rest of their life, because I was told before that lady was like, haunted in a way, or she would burn down the houses that were always in front of the statue because she wanted to see the lake. You've never heard that story?
She's the lady of the lake, right?
Yes.
That is what
bare-breasted.
Yeah, and
is what they call her.
Did you see in winter this year someone went by and gave her a scarf and covered her up so she could stay warm?
Well, it's kind of a landmark for Geneva. We talked about this on another show, is what's the landmark for each city. I don't know if that's the landmark, but it's certainly well known. It's a head turner when you drive by, and she's protected though. Like that car couldn't. Like when I first heard it, I thought, "Oh man, did he knock the statue over?" But no, the statue's protected by that.
She stayed right up, and that person, best of luck to you, because hopefully she doesn't curse you. You need to look that up now, because I can't believe neither of you have heard that. I go by and I look at her every time. Ever since I heard that, I'm like, "Oh hi, how's she doing?" Oh, she's got that clear view of the lake because all the houses supposedly have burned down that were right there. Look it up. If somebody knows about it, please enlighten them.
I don't buy it. I don't buy that for a second.
I love it.
I am going to buy this story, and it involves fire. Firefighters were called to the scene of a barn fire in Aurora at Aurora Ridge Dairy Farm. That's right, obviously, in Aurora, as its name indicated. The fire broke out Monday night around 9 o'clock or so.
Wow.
First responders said there were about 300 calves inside the barn. That number has been verified by law enforcement.
How many
all
made
of
it
the
out?
calves made it out.
We don't know a
there
number,
hasn't
though?
There hasn't been a final official number yet. We'll obviously publish that when the time comes. But we don't want to speculate and produce a number that isn't factual. But just that barn,
That's
to give
so
you
sad.
some perspective, that barn is probably 100 foot by 100 foot. And it was just loaded up with hay and calves. So, it was...
It
It
bigger
did
than
take
100 foot by 100 foot if there was 300 calves in there. 100 yards by 100 yards, like a football field?
Yeah, yards.
Okay.
My apologies.
I didn't even
get my units of measurement wrong here.
I still thought it sounded big.
But yeah, it's a big barn, and I'm not really sure. The interesting part of this story will be how will it impact their business moving forward. That's obviously
Got to be some insurance there.
Yeah, it's a dairy farm, so I'm assuming that was the next generation of dairy producers.
Oh, true, right.
Is it being investigated?
Yeah, it's under investigation. They're saying that it was probably accidental, obviously not malicious, but just what kind of accident? Was it electrical? Was it some kind of a gas engine or something running nearby?
It was a spectacular blaze, though.
There are red flag warnings literally everywhere right now because this is fire season.
And there were fires all weekend long.
Right.
And, there was Palmyra, a fatal fire in Palmyra. Mm-hmm. There were others. You probably know all those.
There were tons.
Yeah.
Popped up all
2 in
weekend
Wayne County, 1 in Ontario County. And last week there was the large one in Seneca County and Waterloo, Border City. It's just this time of year, especially with the field fires. We saw a lot of field fires last week. Mm-hmm. So you just want to be super, super careful about, what you're doing outside, anything that you're leaving about that could potentially spark a fire. Be mindful of that. And then some good news. How about
good
some
news?
good news?
I like good news.
Senator Pam Helming announced nearly $7 million in funding to repave and enhance state-owned roads. that were impacted by extreme weather this past winter. That, of course, in the 54th District, Cayuga, Ontario, Seneca, and Wayne counties. $2.8 million is going to address pavement cracking on Route 34 from Tompkins County line to the Venice Center in Cayuga County. $1.5 million for Route 245 and 247, or between those two routes on Route 14A in Ontario County.
It's kind of a shortcut if you're heading out, heading from Geneva to, you're going actually further east of Penn Yan, but you're heading down towards Naples, Cohocton, or out to Canandaigua Lake.
And you're talking about also 5 and 20 in Seneca County, Route 104 in Wayne County, heavily traveled roads.
Right.
Obviously, this winter was brutal on everyone, including the roads, and there's tons of potholes. And just last week, we were talking about all the construction that's happening. A lot of that has been pushed along more quickly because of how much cracking and expansion happened on the roads over this past winter.
The Route 89 one, heading up to 5 and 20 here in Seneca Falls from Canoga to 5 and 20 near Montezuma I use that road a lot, and there's nothing better than a freshly paved road. I mean, it's awesome. I don't know, that kind of stuff gets me excited.
There are plenty more examples of roads that are getting reworked in the coming months. $100 million altogether throughout the whole state.
Wow.
So if you want to see where those are, fingerlakes1.com, and then in the Get Local sections.
I always thought that they got to come up with something better to make roads out of so they last longer, right? I mean, what an expense.
Maybe they do it on purpose. And
sure, the people that lay the roads, those construction companies, they're probably a pretty strong lobby.
Yeah, true.
I mean, those are great jobs, and they always have business, but there's got to be some type of material or method for creating these roads where we don't have to replace them every 3 years.
Maybe in the future, in like that show you watch, you should look and see what the roads look like.
What, Westworld?
Yes. You should see about that, because that's all the futuristic stuff. Maybe pretty soon it'll be like rubber.
Well, or the cars will be flying, so we won't need roads, right?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Except for crash landings. Ooh, that's going to be a problem with flying cars. But I have some good weekend events that are all positive, great, spring feeling awesomeness.
Good. We need that.
Yes, and the first one is like a really good one. It's the 26th Annual Wine and Herb Festival. It's on the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail all weekend, so that's Friday through Sunday, and you get to collect the potted herbs and veggies featured in all 14 food samples at wineries on Cayuga Trail, along with matching recipes. That's cool. And as you savor herb-prepared cuisines, you'll be offered a wine that complements the dish. And you can get more info and tickets at CayugaWineTrail.com. That's a big event that goes on around here.
Yeah,
Huge.
It seems like there's one of these weekends everywhere on one of the wine trails, and it's fun because you can start at any winery. You can go at your own pace. You don't have to visit them all if you don't want to, but there's just a little extra going on.
A challenge.
Yeah, and but that may have sold out. At least some of these things are popular, so you want to go to CayugaWineTrail.com right now if you're thinking of going to make sure you can get a ticket.
Yeah, I think that
you can still go to all the wineries. They're not going to turn you away, but you won't be able to take home your food samples and matching recipes and potted herbs.
Yeah, it's just the different experience that you can get if you get the ticket. Mm-hmm. That sounds great. We also have the First Friday in Auburn throughout downtown Auburn on Friday night.
That's a good party.
Yes.
Big. Yeah.
Montezuma Autobahn Center's 12th Annual Wildlife Festival in Savannah on Saturday. That sounds interesting. I could do that. And it's Cinco de Mayo on Saturday, and Flor de Lis Brew Works in Seneca Falls is brewing up medallas.
Micheladas.
I knew I was going to mess it up. Micheladas, which is a traditional Mexican beer cocktail.
Like they're literally brewing it up.
Wow.
They're a brewery, so they're not like bringing it in. They're brewing it and serving
that's
it.
It's not
cool.
imported.
Micheladas.
And they're just shy. I think in a couple more weeks it's going to be their first anniversary party because they've been here for 1 year.
That went by pretty quick.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. And like I said, it's going to be a beautiful Saturday for something like that, for any of those events.
Cinco de Mayo. I love it. My niece is born on Cinco de Mayo, and she doesn't even know yet how awesome her birthdays are going to be when she gets older.
she should be named like Rosa.
Yeah. Nope, she's named Piper, so I don't know if that's really Mexican or not, but she's going to love it. And we're going to force her to love tacos and just take it all in for her birthday.
How can you not like tacos? Come on.
Well, I mean, I don't know if a 4-year-old will love tacos yet, but she will. The aunts will make her. But those are our top events that are going on this weekend. There's a lot more that are available on our community calendar under the local listings tab at our homepage at fingerlakes1.com, or of course on our lovely, amazing app. And you can get all the information there.
Yep.
So we have some
Photos.
top
It's photo
local
time.
photos.
Good ones this week.
Yep.
It's going to be tough to choose a winner. There's no clear standout. Although I can sometimes predict which ones I think that you guys might pick. It's not going to be the one that I pick this week.
He's judging us already.
I'm predicting. I'm not judging. You can like what you like.
Yeah,
Right. You're just looking at the type of people we are, and you're like,
Well,
they're
every
gonna
week
like
we
this.
pick these pictures, and I just think I know which one you're going to pick this week, and it's not going to. I think we're all going to pick one different, which means I get the tiebreaker.
Oh, of course.
So-
Bring it on. Bring it on. So our first one is a social gathering of tree swallows on the high wire in Sodus Point in this photo by Chris Trine.
Birds on a wire, literally.
Yeah, that's
Big
a
wire.
pretty cool picture. The blue sky is my favorite part about that. Also from Chris Trine, a young doe and goose were spotted walking together in Sodus Point. That's awesome. I love it. Because it's just like, what is their story? What is going on with them right
You
now?
think you can make a movie out of it, like Milo and Otis
Yes.
or whatever?
Or that fox and the hound.
Yeah, the
Yes.
goose and the deer. Well, the thing is that they are not natural enemies. They will not eat each other. Those
Sure.
two animals won't eat each other. So
So like, hey, you want to
there's
go
no
for a
fear
walk?
there. Yeah.
That's awesome. Rachel Burkholder found this bee enjoying the bloom of a beautiful crocus late last week.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
nice.
That's an awesome picture.
And the bees are threatened, right?
Are they?
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good to see one there.
Oh.
They're a valuable part of not the food, well, actually kind of the food chain, but
Everything.
the pollination of
Yeah.
everything we need to live as humans.
They hurt like a really bad whenever they sting
Only
you.
when
though.
they sting you.
Tim Fessenden captured the moon setting at 5:30 a.m. on Saturday over Sheldrake Point on Cuga Lake as seen from Elmwood Point.
It's
Oh, that's an awesome picture.
pretty cool, yeah.
That looks like it could be a cool painting, like I don't know what they call
Watercolor?
it. Yeah, type of watercolor painting. Kathy Conton caught this sunset along Lake Ontario on Sunday night as the weather was beginning to finally change for the better.
Somebody's taking a stroll there.
Oh yeah, that's a cool picture.
Mm-hmm. That's like, you need to put an inspirational saying on there.
Yes, yes. Cuca Lake looked grand in this photo from Brooke Gordon as signs of spring finally sprung in the Finger Lakes on Monday.
Yeah, Brooke takes that shot quite a bit. from
I
there.
like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cuca Lake is certainly pretty unique in the fact that it's got that wise off at the top at the north
Oh,
end,
yeah.
and you got the big hill in the middle there.
Looks like summer.
Yep.
Some loons were lingering on Sodus Bay over the weekend, and Kathy Conton was there to capture this shot.
That's a loon.
I learned so much about birds on this show. I'm like,
FLX Weekly bird roundup, local bird roundup.
we are now official birders. And something different from James
Montanus.
Montanus. Lehigh Valley Railroad Roundhouse in Manchester taken on Monday night. The long abandoned roadhouse in the village of Manchester is one of the few remaining railroad roadhouse structures in the Northeast. And
Gotta
was
get
once,
out there. I don't even know that. I mean,
Oh,
this
wow.
I think I saw a picture of that several years ago. Somebody sent in, but I'd forgotten about it. But that's a pretty unique thing. It's up in
Yeah.
Manchester.
Yeah, I never heard of it, but it was once the largest freight transfer center in the world.
So they say.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big thing if it was the largest in the world.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a pretty cool picture. I like it. An American goldfinch enjoying an orange drink on a nice spring morning in Ontario County in this photo from Mike Sargent.
That drink looks delicious.
What is
like
that like?
Tang.
Yeah, I was like, is that like in a bird feeder? Because to me, it looks like a margarita glass from here.
Oh, it
in
could
a way.
be with some sherbet in the middle or something.
Yeah.
No salt on that. And he does look like he looks like an angry drunk bird.
He's checking out his scenery, seeing who's watching him make a fool out of himself.
He thinks somebody's making fun of him.
Yeah. You talking to
calling
me?
him yellow.
George Coons was up early to watch May arrive in style on Tuesday morning over Canandaigua Lake.
That's
Beautiful.
a good start to the month right there.
Wow, yeah. That is
and
awesome.
I think I see a loon.
If that's what it may be. And finally, from Jeff Timmerman, this stunning sunset was captured along Lake Ontario on Monday night as the sun went down on the last day of April. Oh my goodness. This is difficult.
Yeah,
This
look
is
at
going to
that
be
one.
difficult.
That is fantastic. And I don't think anything was like enhanced with that either. I think that's actually what.
That's what I was like trying to see from our screen. Is it like a rainbow? Is it like a ray from...
It's definitely a rainbow. Like it's some sort of rainbowy...
I'm like sitting back trying to really get the picture.
You know what, though? That's not my favorite this week.
Okay.
Oh, boy. What's my...
I didn't think it would be.
My favorite this week is the Roundhouse, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Roundhouse. Let me see. I really liked the Canandaigua Lake with the by George Coons. Was up early to watch it arrive in style.
The sunrise.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
so
was
I have to pick one.
You have to pick one of those?
Of those,
Well,
yeah.
you can tell us. What was your favorite, if it was neither?
Mine was this one here, the Lake Ontario Walk by
That's
Kathy
interesting.
Contant, but that's not the one I get to choose for photo of the week because I got to choose one of your two.
That was one of mine, too, but, like, the George one. George Coons.
And I think like the story behind the Roundhouse is better than the story behind this one, but I just the fact that May arrived and
He always picks my side. How do you feel about that?
well, it's polite to.
It's polite?
It's polite to be agreeable with a woman.
Oh, I don't stand for that. You choose what you want. I'm an
No,
independent woman.
I choose that one. This one would have been my second choice maybe.
So congrats to George Coons. That was a great
Coons in the house.
picture. And everybody had great photos this week. And if you'd like to share your local photos from across the Finger Lakes, you can click on the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right of our homepage on fingerlakes1.com. That was a great photo. I loved it. And next time, don't go with just what I say because you think you need to agree with me.
I don't think he does.
No,
I think
I
that's
don't.
Seneca Falls,
he's
women's
blowing
rights.
smoke on that one.
Yeah, he absolutely is. But
He and I have very different tastes in photos.
Very
we
true.
do. Like he does not like the same. He goes to the animal photos. I always go to the scenes. That's just the way it is.
Man, and I'm torn in between, so this is
That's why I make a
perfect.
good team, right?
Yes,
With a balance.
Absolutely. We're amazing. But other than that, those were all our photos, and I want to hear a little bit more about what's going on for the sports realm this weekend.
This realm of sports.
Yeah.
It's Kentucky Derby weekend. It's the 144th running. I mean,
Holy.
that's a lot of years to do something every year. And they've run the Kentucky Derby for 143 years, and this Saturday will be the 144th. Great place to experience the race here is to go out to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
Where they got a lot going on. And then also down at Finger Lakes Distilling in Burdett, their 9th annual Kentucky Derby party. So if you're looking to check out the race and have a derby party, that's a couple places I'd recommend. Yankees are back home to face the Cleveland Indians on Friday at 7:05, Saturday and Sunday at 1:05, and the Mets are also home, which is odd. The Yanks and Mets usually aren't both on the road or home at the same time, but this is the second straight week. Last weekend they were both on the road out west, and this week they're both home. The Mets are hosting the Colorado Rockies Friday and Saturday at 7:10 and matinee Sunday at 1:05. Senior day for Syracuse lacrosse to close out the regular season on Saturday as they host Colgate at 2 o'clock in the Dome. Cornell is in the Ivy League tournament in New York City. They're taking on Brown on Friday night at 8:30 p.m. If they win, they'll advance to the final on Sunday at noon. And the NBA playoffs continue. We are down to the round of 8. It's the round before the conference finals. So it's Warriors, Pelicans, Rockets, Jazz, Celtics, Sixers, and Raptors, Cavs. The Cavs beat the Raptors last night in a game Toronto just absolutely blew. And the Warriors, of course, beat the Pelicans, as you would expect. Pelicans are just small, defenseless birds. Warriors are... So, to me, the NBA season finally is starting. Like, it hasn't even all winter long. I don't know what they do, but it's not interesting to me. But at this point, it starts to get a little interesting. So, happy opening day of the NBA season to everybody.
Woo, thank you. Thank you so much.
And that's all I have.
Wow.
That's it.
So what does everyone have planned for this weekend?
Golf.
He's going to say that every Wednesday.
It's basically going to be my default answer from now on. Golf. Because what else? What else is there to do when the sun comes out?
Golf a lot. Experience the whole Finger Lakes that we live in.
I've done all the experiencing on the Finger Lakes I need to do.
Well, golf
I've been to all the parks. I've done all the hiking. I've done the wine trail stuff. I've done the brewery stuff. Like there's nothing left for me here except to conquer golf.
Wow.
That's it.
There's new stuff popping up every day, so you need to broaden your horizons.
I gotta do some yard work.
Some yard work. That sounds super exciting.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like it. I like taking care of my yard. Better than like taking care of like the house itself. Like I'm not very handy that way, but
the yard.
I don't know if you want to say I have a green thumb, but
maybe,
I enjoy tending to the turf grass in my lawn and the bushes and flowers and all that.
I was going to say, do you do any gardening?
Yeah, because then you can
gardening?
say you
not
have
gardening for making food. I would like to, but it's just too much time.
Right. It's tough.
Got a decent sized yard that takes about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours to mow. And then bushes, and I like to mulch. I like to plant.
I need to plant some plants in my mulch this year. I didn't last year because it was like our first summer going into the house, so we just had mulch, and I'm like, this just looks weird because it's just fresh mulch.
Yeah, but shrubbery and bushes are kind of expensive, so I've been doing like a little bit every year since we've owned the house for the most part, and it's starting to finally come together. We had a new fence put in around our pool last year, and I wanted to line that with some bushes as well. So I started that last year. I'll probably add to it a little bit. But still sticks. I haven't had a chance to get out and pick up all these sticks. There's so many, and I got to pick them up before I can mow.
You're slacking. We've done that like 3 times in our yard already.
I don't know if you like it so much. I'll give you my address.
I don't know if I like it so much.
You can't do it too early because you'll just have more sticks.
I know. That's what I said. Time. This is the perfect time, but it's like we already have them all gone, so now it's just like not as much. I
did pick up a few last night, and what I'm amazed at is some of them are like embedded into the ground, like they fell off the. Like if you were standing there and that thing fell off in a storm, it would impale you, right?
Yeah,
if it would stick into the ground like that, it would.
I've seen that at the golf course the last couple of weeks. I've literally thought the exact same thing.
You're like, wow.
That's some force.
But maybe it would just be like blink, and it would poke you, and it would just bounce off you. But yeah, for my weekend, I have the birthday party for Piper. I got baseball games. I got Cinco de Mayo parties. So it's going to be a fun, fiesta-filled weekend.
Yeah, I have a birthday party, and I'm going to play some golf in the morning on Sunday, and something's going on Friday night. I just don't remember. But yeah, and it's going to be great. Sun, 60 degrees, great spring weather. It's good to be alive in the Finger Lakes.
Yeah, but that's all I really have today. Yep. Does everybody got everything?
That's it. Time to go.
Well, thank you, as always, for joining us. If you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy the show, click like, share, or subscribe, and we'll be back next Wednesday afternoon. And until then, have a great weekend.
Later, y'all.